Emma Brackett is a qualified assassin who also is a loving wife and mother. Emma and Dave fell in love 7 years ago, and they eventually married and had their daughter, Caroline. Wyatt, Dave's previous married son, had also accepted Emma as his mother. Emma's frequent business trips made Dave question if their marriage had lost its luster. Emma was deeply embarrassed for forgetting her wedding anniversary. She felt she had to make changes, and after taking a cue from Dave's anniversary gift, she decided they could role-play. They had intended to meet as strangers at a fancy hotel's bar. Emma was used to changing her appearance, so she put on a brunette wig. Dave became delayed in traffic, and an elderly guy named Bob approached Emma. He continuously asked her about her job. Bob had been talking about how familiar her face looked all the time, so she knew things were going to get wild. After Emma successfully said goodbye to Bob, Dave and Emma got the chance to spend some alone time. When they got back to their room, Dave was somewhat drunk, and Emma had things to take care of while he caught up on his sleep. As she entered Bob's room, she realized that he was a freelance contract murderer. He was in the city on business, and he was surprised to see a familiar face. Bob knew Emma, and she had a bounty to her name. He looked again at the photo of Emma just to be positive, and it matched perfectly. The Sovereign organization set the bounty in order to keep Emma alive. Emma used to work for the Sovereign, and they were looking for her after she decided to go off the grid. Bob was willing to make a deal with Emma as an alternative, demanding a 60% commission on her future jobs. He eventually agreed to reduce it to 40%, but it was still outside Emma's budget because she was paying 30% commission to her handler, who was supposed to protect her from the Sovereign. She told him to go ahead and call Sovereign, even though she was convinced that the poison in his system would make the task extremely difficult. Emma's only reason for meeting Bob in his room was to ensure he didn't contact Sovereign. Bob attempted to shoot Emma. Emma managed to stop Bob, but the room's condition drew police attention the next morning. Surprised to find upon his return home that the man they met at the bar had been murdered, and they were the key suspects. Dave and Emma were spotted speaking to Bob, which was captured on CCTV. Emma realized she had to flee before it was too late. She lied about another work meeting and traveled to Berlin to meet her handler, Raj. Emma informed him she was going to Boise for a conference and would be back in a day. Dave shows up at the airport to pick Emma up, but Emma never shows up. Dave calls her multiple times, but his calls go unanswered. Dave quickly got to the police station for questioning. He attempted to prove his innocence in the most authentic manner possible. To his surprise, he realized that the investigators were attempting to suggest something else. Gwen Carver, special agent, joined the meeting to discuss Emma's case. Dave was shocked to hear that his wife was not named Emma Rayburn. She had taken the identity of a deceased woman with that name, and she had been living a life for the past 7 years. Dave was shown images of his wife's arrival at Buenos Aires International Airport last week. Dave realized Emma had lied about the Nebraska meeting. Dave discovered that the man he had met at the hotel bar was actually Derek Worley, a contract killer. He was just surprised to find that Raj was his wife's dark web dealer instead of her boss. Dave learned that Emma was wanted for murder and that her true name was Anna Peller. When Dave got home, he discovered a hidden bag full of ammunition, wigs, and fake passports. He knew he loved the woman he married, and he wanted to have a conversation with her. The police attempted to convince Dave to side with them, but he refused. Meanwhile, Anna noticed it difficult to get away from Sovereign. Everywhere she went, they followed, and in a shootout, her handler died. Eventually, he called every number he could find in the various visiting cards she kept hidden away, and to his surprise, one answered. Emma, as Anna, received the phone call, and he discovered she was in Berlin. He wanted to discuss the problem in person, and the only way he could was to travel to Berlin. Dave and Emma meet at bar in Berlin. Emma confessed that her real name was Anna, and she was raised to be a killer. Her father was a Secret Service agent, but he retired early and founded his own business. He co-founded Sovereign Private Security with intelligence agent Gwen Carver. After her father died, Carver took Anna under her wing. She was introduced to violence at a young age and was taught to murder. During her early years, she believed all Gwen said and was certain that by eliminating the bad ones, she was destroying evil. But as she got older, she realized it was all a lie. Anna met Dave while working in Boston, and for the first time, she felt recognized. From that day on, all she wanted was a regular life, so she chose to only work once or twice a year to pay for her family's protection. She wanted Dave to think that her feelings for him were genuine. despite the fact that everything she had claimed about herself was untrue. She traveled to Berlin in order to obtain Canadian passports, enabling her family to start over. Emma made the decision to stop working as a contract killer as soon as she was safe from Sovereign's threat. Even after learning everything about his wife, Dave loved her and just wanted to be with her. Members of the Sovereign surrounded Emma and Dave as they were having an open discussion, drugged them, and took them to Gwen Carver. Emma realized that Gwen had kidnapped not only her and Dave but also her kids. Gwen wanted Emma would rejoin Sovereign. Gwen believed Anna owed her life to her because she was the person who looked after her. Gwen proposed that Anna rejoin Sovereign, promising that she would never harm her children. Undoubtedly, the children are going to have the same life as Anna. Dave was merely a threat, and Gwen had no need for it. She told Anna to kill Dave or she'd lose her children. Dave was presented to Anna, and a sniper was keeping a tight eye on the two of them as they entered the woods. Anna shot Dave because she had a strategy in mind. He fell on the ground, and a Sovereign member walked in to check on him. Emma hit her just as the woman was packing Dave's body, when the sniper had no more access to them. After Emma eliminated the threat, it can be seen that Dave is still alive. She shot him in the spot where he would suffer the least amount of damage and survive. After a while Emma also got the sniper, and Emma got ready to destroy Gwen. Emma and Gwen's right hand, G, fight, and Emma wins after an intense fight. The student surprised Gwen by attacking her without warning, proving that she was getting better under her tutor. Emma left Gwen as she bled to death in order to find her family. After escaping the Sovereign camp, they returned to normal family life.